Now, Mr. President, America's defense industrial base is in the middle of an historic transformation. This is something Republicans have been working toward literally for years. It's good news for America's national security. In fact, it's essential for our strategic competition with Communist China. And today, I'd like to talk a bit more about what exactly is making this urgent progress possible. Over the past year and a half, the lethal U.S. aid helping Ukraine defend its sovereignty and degrade Russia's military has consisted in large part of aging weapons stocks that were sitting in our own arsenal, in many cases, literally collecting dust. The security assistance money appropriated for Ukraine isn't just buying weapons for Ukraine. It's also replenishing and modernizing America's own arsenal. And the vast majority of it is going to American defense manufacturers. This includes funding to expand production lines of munitions needed by the U.S. military as well as vulnerable allies in both Asia and Europe who want and need American weapons. That's tens of billions of dollars directly supporting tens of thousands of jobs in at least 38 states so far. Support for Ukraine is driving historic investments in the communities that we all represent. Take the 155 artillery round. Replenishing America's stockpile of this critical munition has meant spending $3.6 million to producers in Nevada, $48 million to Florida and Illinois, $65 million to Ohio, $141 million to Arizona, $174 million to Tennessee, $181 million to Virginia, $355 million to Pennsylvania, and $519 million to Texas. That's nearly $2 billion worth of direct investment in American industry, American jobs, and American strength. And contrary to critics who say Ukraine is a distraction from China, this investment isn't flowing in spite of our support for Ukraine, but actually because of it. A West Virginia facility that supports 1,600 jobs has significantly increased production of motors and warheads for guided multiple launch rocket systems, for which there is increased global demand. In St. Charles, Missouri, a facility that employs 1,300 workers, so-called Ukraine money has funded a vastly expanded production line to build fresh stocks of extended-range JDAM precision-guided munitions. These are actually transformational investments, and they wouldn't have happened without the supplemental funding that we approved last year. We're not just talking about buying new stocks, but about expanding production capacity to meet U.S. and allied demand. This is a critical piece of our race to compete with China. In fact, that same Missouri munitions production line is also set to fulfill orders from some of America's closest allies and partners in Asia. That's right, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, and the Philippines are arming themselves with American munitions to deter China. And the same is true for other critical munitions. Thanks to Ukraine funding, We're on a path to double production of critical weapons like Stingers and Javelins, along with innovative new weapons like the ground-launched small diameter bomb, which will be produced in Arkansas and New York. This expanded production capacity will benefit America as well as partner militaries from Europe to Asia. I'll have more to say in the coming days about the historic investments our allies are making here in the United States as a direct result of American leadership. But for now, I'm tremendously proud of our own work to invest in American industry, American workers, and American strength.